Welcome back to this week's edition of Modern Tech and Transformation. We are a little over a month into 2025, and we have yet to see the CEO of Resolve Tech Solutions, Vinod Muthuswamy. So we had to make sure we brought him on again to talk 2025 tech predictions. Thank you, Vinod, for being here.
Super excited to be here, Carla.
And with that being said, the technology landscape, one thing we know for sure is it's changing. What do you think the top 2025 trends are?
The top 2025 trends, as you have already seen, AI is going to be a big part of that. And AI is going to move away from pure, it is something that is done as a pet project to more really embedding itself into decision intelligence of enterprise business processes. And that is going to be driven by agentic AI. So you'll start seeing more of AIs truly being embedded as part of a complex decision workflow. And there's going to be tools that are going to be enabled that will enable the acceleration of this, this process of embedding AI into it. And this is 2025 is going to be the age of agentic AI, and so that is exciting. I think in the early part of 24 and 23, a lot of companies and enterprises were still trying to figure out what does it really mean to monetize AI. And now we have the answer for that. And AI is going to enable more employee productivity. It's going to enable further automation of workflows. Historically, things that were done using robotic process automation or binary decision-making process that existed, which was leveraging a lot of humans in terms of processing those, will be super enriched with AI enabling those humans to act much faster and react. So that should, in overall, I do see that enabling the overall expansion of the economy. Because if you can produce goods faster, if you can manufacture products faster, if you can move them faster, you can make decisions on what to produce, when, and how, and you can accelerate that process at every step. That's going to be a major change, and I'm super excited to see that 25 is going to be that inflection point.
So I have to shift my next question because you covered AI a lot. I was going to ask what predictions do you have for AI, but I do want to ask this because last season, one of the most watched episodes was on AI use cases, and a lot has changed since then.
Yeah.
What AI use cases have you seen in the year so far or in late 2024 that you really think are going to be game changers for 2025?
The AI use cases, there have been several use cases. If you cut across every aspect of the technology and the business ecosystem, you have AI use cases of as simple as code assist use cases, allowing developers to leverage AI in the development process. So that's one aspect. We do see that maturing in 2025, primarily because your co-pilot agents have become more intelligent. There's better ways of how they could enable you through writing code, testing code in a much more automated fashion. So you'll start seeing that aspect of it, building out and more adoption across enterprise IT organizations and technology organizations itself. The other aspect that I see the growth in use cases has been very targeted in specific verticals, such as whether it's utilities, service providers, or banking and financial services. A lot of customers have taken small problems and they've tried to figure out how they can actually leverage AI to solve that small problem. In one specific use case, we've talked about this in the previous podcast, is how do you optimize the efficiency of field service technicians for service providers? We did a solution that leverages generative AI as part of that workflow, which could easily improve the first time fix rate from 60%, that's the average in the industry today, to roughly 66%. The 10% improvement in a first time fix rate for technicians, where the average cost of a dispatch is around $375, is hundreds of millions of dollars of savings in some large scale industries. So that those type of use cases are gaining more traction because they're very tangible. They address a specific need, and the ability to embed that into a business process becomes, it's more easier, and it's more adoptable from an enterprise perspective. Enterprise workflows is another area where you've traditionally had enterprises challenged with handling volume and scale of workflows or transaction handling. You'll start seeing more AI being used to drive automation, and AI will sort of, historically, those were solved with robotic process automation, but today you'll see AI being embedded as part of the decision intelligence process to optimize and increase the throughput of transactional handling, so enterprises don't have to scale up manual labor to address that transaction overflow, right? And then obviously marketing use cases have been phenomenal. Everything from video generation to targeted content generation. How do you customize a specific view or a message based on the history of the user, right? Based on what the likes of that user is. So you'll see that continue to grow more. You'll see more AI getting embedded into marketing automation itself, which will be heavily dependent upon content creation, targeted content creation, depending upon segments of market itself. It's dropping the overall cost of creating this content, and it's also accelerating the time to production, which are two elements that are critical in enterprises, especially in this today's world of social media, where for a video to go viral, you only have a small window of opportunity to capitalize on that. So you have to be able to generate content in a much accelerated pace. So we do see that AI taking a big role in that, because of the ability to create things with a lot of data that comes in. We also are seeing AI getting embedded into enterprises and targeted what we call as RAG frameworks, which is retrieval augmented generative frameworks that allows you to generate content, generate workflows, generate actions based on the enterprise's data. Right? Most enterprises are not focused on leveraging just large scale models that are out there. So you'll see 25 sort of pick up across those use cases, everywhere from building an IT service desk agent to a customer service agent to a claims assist agent, insurance. We do see that insurance agencies, especially in the healthcare space, healthcare providers see a very high rejection rate of claims being submitted to payers. And the reason being, the underlying healthcare providers or the services providers probably did not enter a certain data or miss certain things. So in order for them to even do a compliance check, they have to have an army of 100 people if they're receiving claims at the rate of 10,000 claims per week. AI can solve that today. You can go through and look at all that data. With a 60% rejection rate, it can easily bring that down to less than 10%, and that's a huge win. So you will start seeing AI getting embedded across all these different use cases that will make it extremely successful, and you'll start truly seeing the value of leveraging AI. And I think 2025 is going to be the point of truly monetizing AI.
And that's exciting for a lot of companies to
Absolutely.
monetize AI. So another area we focus on at Resolve Tech Solutions that you're an expert in is SAP. Mm-hmm. What do you see on the forefront for ERP modernization in 2025?
The ERP modernization journey for a lot of our customers has been I would say, on a great trajectory of shift. The SAP modernization journey is continuously evolving. There's more and more reasons why customers should move down the path of modernizing their ERP platform, especially with the investment that SAP has made in business AI. And when you think about AI and its ability to be more effective, it's important that the core of the enterprise, which predominantly lives within your ERP platform, is modernized. And the modernization journey of moving ECC customers and moving their environments into S4 is the first step. It truly gives them the foundation to have a modern platform and then transform their business processes associated with that, which eventually we could embed AI on top of it. So you'll continue to see companies like us, RTS, talking about how do we embed AI into the SAP modernization journey, because there's a lot of value and as you're going through that shift from ECC to S/4HANA, you start thinking about what does this mean in terms of the future of digital transformation of that environment itself, and how do you embed AI into it. So we'll continue to see an uptick. SAP also came in with a new offering that they just announced. It was just hot off the press. They have offered for customers that may not be ready to embrace S4HANA within this time frame. They've offered an option of a transition edition, PCE transition edition, which is basically allowing customers to shift to the cloud. And as long as they've shifted to the cloud and they're ready to, and they've invested in S4, then they can take a little bit more time to actually transition their business processes, right? So it's fantastic for us, because as we continue to target the market and continue to educate customers on the value of migrating from ECC to S4, now they also have sort of this safe landing spot that could enable them to, and for us, it's fantastic, because our managed cloud services enables them to just quickly go and embed themselves with this transition option, and we can continue to deliver value for them to maximize on their current ECC environment as they're migrating into S4HANA. So those are some great updates in the space, and we are super excited about the opportunity to serve those customers. We look at ourselves very much focused on specific verticals in enabling those customers to migrate to the cloud. Aerospace and defense clearly being one of the areas that RTS has always pioneered in, and now utilities, oil and gas and energy, and also enterprise customers in retail and other manufacturing and other verticals. So you'll continue to see us come out with not just solutions that will accelerate the process. We are also offering assessments to customers who are still thinking, should I make this change, and what does it really mean? We offer assessments that are less than a week in terms of time that it would take for customers to understand their current footprint, and then at the end of the assessment, we give them a blueprint. So it also shows that when we have migrated 10,000 workloads to the cloud, we've learned something out of that, and we have the opportunity now to bring that back to this broader customer base. So exciting year for SAP customers and us working together.
Yeah, some of them are probably having a sigh of relief over that
Absolutely.
Cloud transition, the late adopters.
No doubt, 2027 is a hard deadline, and SAP giving this option is a great way to show their commitment towards their customers, right? That's fantastic.
Absolutely. So we've talked about our customers, but how are you fostering this innovative spirit inside Resolve Tech Solutions in 2025?
The key for Resolve Tech Solutions and our success from day one has been our people. Right? And that means, first and foremost, is establishing a bold vision that we feel is challenging to achieve. And I do believe that stretching ourselves to a challenging vision is important, because when you set a challenging goal is when people start thinking out of the box, and that's what we have seen in terms of innovation. Innovation doesn't just exist within our Juno Labs, which is our innovation hub, where we are creating a lot of solutions tied to next generation technologies, bringing in AI. I just spent the time with the entire team today about our agentic AI approach, and I'm super pumped to come to this meeting right after that with all the things that we're going to build around how we're going to leverage AI to identify root cause analysis across the number of customers that we are managing today, where we can potentially remediate the problem even before a customer knows about it, right? So those things, you only heard those things happen with AWS, Google. We have the ability to do that today, and that is energizing for me. So not only it's in Juno Lab, but also across our business lines, whether it's our managed cloud services, the teams are continuously looking at being a leader in innovation across their platform. The reason being is the way we look at things is you cannot solve every problem by just throwing people at it. There are solutions and innovations that needs to come into play in how you how you automate, your overall operations. How do you bring in technology that makes you more efficient? And that part of it is driven by, top down from a leadership perspective across all these organizations. And I'm super proud of the things that they've accomplished across the board, where we have been able to not only just improve and allow the ability for our customers to scale at an aggressive pace, but also improve their overall efficiencies and operational cost itself, right, across these customers. And that is constantly recognized. We celebrate those successes. It also gives an opportunity for freshers who are coming out or right out of college to look at RTS and say, like, this is an innovation hub where I would love to look at the broad opportunities that are available. Because when you think about the lines of business that RTS is organized and the customers that we touch, there's so much of opportunity to do a lot of things, and customers are asking us. I just came back from a convention for one of our large customers, and the ask from partners was, tell us, talk to us, and give us solutions, right? We don't believe, we innovate, but we know that there's a force multiplier with our partners that we can innovate. And so we drive that, through structured ways of not just putting challenges in front of the team, but also when we see success, celebrating those successes, and then letting those successes take shape in terms of delivering value to our customers. And continuous training, right? Continuously motivating our team members to be at the edge of learning, understanding how technology is shifting within the marketplace itself. That drives two things. Not only it allows us to be in the forefront of the technology change, but it also allows us to truly understand and enable our team members to move forward and be at that cutting edge of technology adoption itself. So all those elements combined together, has allowed us to get here, and will continue to foster this culture and drive more innovation.
Well, it sounds like we have an exciting year ahead.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Well, thank you, Vinod, for sharing your trends and
Thank you very
predictions
much.
and some insights into Resolve Tech Solutions and what we are doing internally and externally. We will see you all next time on the next episode of Modern Tech and Transformation.